What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Kerr Outdoors. So we're actually out here in Utah on the 2020 Utah General Season Rifle Elk Hunt. We do this hunt every year. This year we've got 4 tags to fill, 2 cow tags and 2 spike tags. So we're pretty excited. It's really early in the morning. We just woke up from camp. We came in a little bit. We came in yesterday and got to hunt just a little bit, but we didn't see anything. But we only had about an hour left of daylight, so we're gonna make the most of today. We're hunting about 5 or 6 days. I believe 5 nights and 6 days is the exact. So yeah, we're pretty excited, and we've got Jameson out there loading things up. We've got my dad over here. We're about to take off, so yeah, should be pretty eventful, and make sure you guys stay tuned. We're gonna be posting a video for every day that we're out here, so there should be 5 or 6 videos coming your way. So make sure you guys go down, subscribe, and yeah, you're not gonna want to miss this. So all right, well, we're gonna drive to our spot right now, and when daylight comes around, I'll pull you guys back out, and hopefully we can kill an elk today. Although we have harvested elk in this unit before, it's never a gimme. Conditions change, vegetation changes, temperature changes, so basically the early morning of day 1 was spent getting a layout of the land, looking for elk, making cow calls, seeing if we could get anything to respond to us to have an easy crack at them opening morning. Unfortunately, but as expected, in the lower brush, no elk were seen and no calls were heard. As the morning continued to progress, we figured that our best option was to gain some elevation and get over in the main canyon and start glassing. I set up and I started to glass. We positioned Jameson just a little bit lower, working the smaller camera with better zoom, ready to film a kill shot if the opportunity presented itself. The ability to sit there and glass and be patient oftentimes proves more difficult than hiking around the mountains. That being said, we glassed for hours until the late morning and never turned up anything. We made our way back to camp and started to regroup in hopes that the evening would prove better. Alright, guys, well, we are about to get back out on the mountain. It's probably not past 2 o'clock yet, but we just set up a couple tarps around the tent just in case it rains, and just made a couple precautions there just because we looked at the weather forecast and the temperature's supposed to drop here in a couple days, and we're supposed to be getting some rain, so better safe than sorry. But it's still about midday, like I said, not quite past 2, so it's pretty hot, but we figure we've got a better chance at shooting elk sitting on a ridge than sitting in camp. So we are, that's the plan. We're gonna go hike to that ridge and pretty much just set up there until the evening, and then maybe make another game plan. So yeah, should be good. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we're just about to the ridge. So from here, we're pretty much just gonna keep going that way, follow the ridge line, and probably get about a mile in, and then try and glass. And if we can't pick anything out, then we'll probably move forward more. So, yep. The spot on the ridge where we wanted to glass from for the rest of the night was a ways down the ridge. So we decided that we were going to stop every 100 or 200 yards or so and glass for a few minutes. We continually did that all the way down the ridge just to make sure that we didn't miss anything. We finally made it to our glassing point, and we still had hours of daylight left. It was obvious we were gonna need it. We had miles and miles of terrain to glass over, and although an elk seems big, an elk can hide behind just about any bush and any tree. And we had a lot of bushes and trees in this canyon, so we had our work cut out for us. The elk action was a bit slow, but for the remainder of the night, we constantly had deer coming into the watering hole and coming in to feed. Alright guys, we've got about an hour left until sunset. It's about 6 o'clock. We just barely got up. We've been glassing for probably the last 4 or 5 hours or so. But yeah, we did not turn up any elk while glassing, and we've only moved about 150 yards from our glassing point. So our goal is just to get to the end of the ridge, and then glass there until dark, and then we'll hike back in the dark and get back to camp and cook up some sausages. So sounds good to me, but I'm really hoping that we can find some. See, okay, so right here in these pines, now in years past, we've seen him go into there to bed. So we spent a lot of time glassing right there because we started about 1:30, and it would have been the perfect time between 1:30 and like 5 for them to get up out of their beds and move out. And I don't know, it just didn't happen. So we're gonna keep going. Just get to the end of the ridge, like I said, and go from there. As you just heard, one of the most difficult parts about this entire hunt was the cows. The cows would respond when we bugle, the cows would respond when we cow call. You couldn't even glass 100 yards without seeing a cow. They were everywhere, and it was dang annoying. We set up again further down the ridge, did some more cow calls, and glassed the country further to the right that we hadn't spent much time glassing. Alright guys, well, we've been at it for a while. We don't have too much light left, but yeah, even though we haven't seen any elk, I mean, we love being out here, just being in the woods. So it's been a way fun day, and we still have like 3 or 4 more days left. With a beautiful sunset to our left and a canyon full of cows to our right, we set back for camp in hopes that tomorrow would be a better day with more elk. The morning of day 2 was spent in the thicker stuff on the other side of the ridge from where we were glassing the previous night. There was constant elk sign, which even though we weren't seeing the elk, helped us keep a positive mind in hopes that maybe we'd bump into one. We spent the rest of the morning and midday tucking ourselves into the brush, going from drainage to drainage, glassing over to the other hills, hoping that we might see something walking or get a response to a call. Towards the evening, we ventured off into a new canyon in hopes that some new terrain would lead to new opportunities. Alright guys, well, today's video is probably a lot shorter, but we're nearing the end of the day. We've got about an hour left of sunlight. We're just out here glassing this canyon. We've been at it for a while. And seen a lot of deer. Probably seen 5 or 6 bucks today, so that's pretty cool. Nothing giant, but still, it's always fun to see. Yeah, that's true. We got right up close to about 30 yards on some of them, and they didn't even care we were there. So, interesting to see that, but yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going to be a wrap for today's video unless we see something in the last hour. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We've been doing the semi-live series so far, so this is the second video, or day 2 of our hunt. And yeah, we're just having a blast out here elk hunting, and hopefully the next 3 days are going to improve from here. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys go down, drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.